Hi, Darth One Major here on Twitch. I'm normally on Twitch, and today I am making a video on how to play Gloomhaven. So I will start off with a campaign that I have already made a couple of characters, and I will explain the basic rules on how to play Gloomhaven. And I have chosen two characters, which you can see here. I've chosen the Scoundrel, which is a pretty easy character to start off with to learn. She's got a few cards. So the basics on this game, you have to pick, these are your action cards, and you need to pick two of these cards for your turn. And you, as you can see, they've got two actions, one top action, one bottom action. But if you, for whatever reason, don't decide on doing this top action, you can always do this small default attack action. And the same with the bottom action. If you couldn't attack anyone when you're next to them, because this isn't a ranged attack, this is just a normal melee attack, you can choose to move two in case, just in case you didn't want to do this. And say for instance, where is an attack? See, this one here is got a ranged attack, so this is a range 3. So let's just go into a game. I will start. Let's do Kill the Raiders. So on this mission, make an example of the Inox who crossed Gisela, and I will start this mission. On this mission, before you do a mission, you'll get a battle goal option to pick with each character you have. So for this one, you've got kill 3 or fewer monsters during a scenario. If you complete this objective, you get 1 perk point. You need 3 perk points to unlock a perk. So be the first to kill a monster during a scenario. Let's try that one. Allow none of your allies to become. So this is the start of the scenario. So this is the main quest. Kill a main objective. Sorry, kill a number of enemies equal to 5 times the number of mercenaries. So 2 mercenaries times 5. So we need to kill 10 of these enemies, which we have. So we've got an archer here, the shaman elite back here, and it looks like to be a door. Doors are quite hard to tell on this game because it looks, there's a closed door there, and a door there. You have different terrain in this game. It's pretty simple. If you hover over any terrain, it will tell you on the right side over here that if you was to walk on it, you'll take 1 damage. And others, this is just normal terrain. You'll have obstacles where you can't walk through. You can't walk through them, but you can jump if you have jump abilities. And you sometimes have difficult terrain. Say for instance, you travel across water, which will take 2 movement points. So you look through your cards, and if you have an idea of what you want to do, say for instance, if you want to attack 3 at range 4, you can shoot any of these. So if you picked this card, as it is shown lit up, if you was to choose this as your first card, the first card you choose will be your initiative. So your initiative would go up here, and it goes on the lowest initiative first. So obviously 1 would be going first in this scenario for this round. Sorry, and let's choose a bottom action to go with this. So you can only pick one top action and one bottom action out of the 2 cards you have. So say for instance, if I was to choose this, so I could move 3, poison an enemy, but because I'm doing a ranged attack, I'd be at a disadvantage if I'm attacking at range when I'm adjacent to the enemy, which shows you would pull 2 cards. So this is your attack modifier deck. When you attack, you pull one of these cards. The yellow dot shows how many of each type you have in a deck. So if, say for instance you have an attack 3 and pulled a -1, it would make it 2. If you had an attack 3 pulled a ×2, it will turn into 6 damage. And when you pull either the miss or the ×2, the deck gets reshuffled and you get all your cards added back into your deck. So let's choose. So say for instance I wanted to go really fast, or I could move my Scandal here because there is a pull card, so I could pull. Excuse me. I could pull and then use this top card on top action. Add +2 attack to gain 1 experience when the target is adjacent to any of your allies. So if I pull him to here, I would be able to attack. Because I'm going at a 4 speed, there's not many cards or enemies that run at 4 or lower. So then I could choose to pull. So I pick 2 cards. So he's got 2 out of 2. And then I would change to a Cragheart for his turn. He goes a bit slower, Cragheart. And then we have to work out what we would like to do. Because now I know if I'm going first, you can kind of plan ahead. I'm going to pull the enemy here. So I know that he will be next to me, so I could attack. So let's try. If I use this bottom action, move 2, all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. So I could move up and it's automatic damage. Because this here is ranged, so if I was to heal, I could heal at range 2, which would be 2 hexes away from the character that is using the ability. So I need to choose an attack. And with this here, if you had leaf in the air, you would cause the extra. You could consume the leaf in the air, or the earth, should say, sorry, earth, to push the enemy to 2 hexes and gain 1 experience. So let's pick a attacking move to do that. So this is now the initiative. So you have Scoundrel goes first, then the Inox Guard, and it shows you what they are doing on their ability card. So they're doing a shield 1, they are attacking 2, and a melee attack, and they will poison. So if you're not standing next to them, they will not attack you. So the Archer will move 2, do an attack 2 at range 3. And the Shaman would move 1, attack 4 at range 3. So it's a bigger attack because he is an elite. And he'll have more health. So he's got 9 health, 2 movement. This is his basic stats here on the top. And this is what you would add. Because the monster ability cards are slightly different from the character cards because they would pull a card. If you have played the board game, they have ability cards same as the characters. So by the looks of it, it looks like they've pulled a move -1, because it's 2, so it's gone down 1. So a move -1 with an attack +1. So it looks like they've taken movement to do an extra damage. So that would be the attack of just this card here. So with the initiative as well, when it comes to focusing on targets, the enemies always target the person that is closest and quickest. So this person here is 1, 2, 3 away from this person, from the Cragheart, and is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the Scoundrel. Even though the Scoundrel is going at a 4, it's going quicker, this enemy would attack the Cragheart first because he's quick, because he's closest. So let's see what we had planned. So we could pull this enemy, so we confirm, and we'd pull him 2 spaces. He wasn't very happy about that. And then we can attack, so you click, and this is how you use your items, if you have any items here. You could click to gain advantage, so why not? So with advantage, I would pull 2 of these cards and take the best. So the chances are I will not miss, even if I pull a miss or a -2. I will still do damage. So let's attack. Let's choose the enemy, shall we? So we pulled a +1 and a 0. So the +1 is taken. So with this, it was 3 damage, +2 damage, which was 5, plus the 1, which was 6. So he's taken 6 damage. He's got 2 left.
Right. Mm-hmm. It collapsed.
Thank you. You did it.
Rosie and Matilda fell through the gap.
Ooh. So they're adding a shield. And either you have the choices to take damage. I would have 5 after taking this damage, or you can choose to burn a card. Which, when you burn a card, that burn card is gone for the scenario. It would come to the bottom under the discarded section, but then you wouldn't take any damage. In this Gloomhaven, you don't die, you just get exhausted. When you are exhausted, you are removed from the battle. You can choose to burn 2 discard cards, ones you've already used, as you see here. The flanking strike and smoke bomb would get discarded, but let's just take the 1 damage because we're not in trouble of dying at the moment. So now it's the Cragheart's turn. So the plan was, he's got a few more. I've got Boots of Striding, which give you 2 movement. These all cost. This costs 20 money in the shop, 20 gold coins. And the way to collect coins is to finish missions, open chests, loot the bodies of the enemies when they're gone. So let's do the attack. Got a -1. So with his shield, he has survived. But if I was to move 2, I could move here next to him, and that damage will go straight through his shield because it's not an attack, it's just suffer 1 damage, and he would create magic, which goes to here. Boom. So now he's gone, he's dropped a coin. As you can tell, 2 gold coin. And then it is the end of the Cragheart's turn. Now then, times 2. So with the shields, I can negate 2 damage, 1 with the hide armor and 1 with the shield. So you would click them. So it has taken the damage down. Now it's his turn, and then it is a whole new round. So now everyone has been. You have to pick 2 cards again, and then go again until you have either finished the mission objective or your characters are exhausted. And when all your cards have gone here, when you've used all your cards, they go to the discard or lost. So if you have a card where it shows you the burn symbol here, if you use this card on this bottom action, this card is then gone for the rest of your round scenario. You will get it back on your next mission. And when all these cards have gone here, you can either choose the short rest, which you burn 1 discard pile card, or you could long rest, which would then you would then choose what card you wanted to burn in your discard pile, and you would recover all other discarded pile cards. You would heal 2 self, then you would refresh all of your spent items, which you have. Well, the scoundrel has, but doesn't have. The Cragheart would then tap his boots of striding, his shield, so he could use them all again if he needed to. So let's choose. I will use this ability just to show you what it would be like. So let's move. How close are these? 1, 2, 3. So use this. Target all enemies up to 2 hexes away if I burn Earth. 2 hexes away, I can't get any of. I can probably get. If I move here, I can get this one because he's 2 away. So let's just choose this one. Add wound and gain 1 experience when the target is adjacent to any of your allies. So wound. A wounded character suffers 1 damage at the start of each of its turns, and a heal ability will cure the wound. So, and a poison. If you was poisoned, enemies add 1+1 attack to all of their attacks against a poisoned character. A heal ability will cure poison but have no other effect. So if you was to heal, you wouldn't actually heal any of your health. You would remove poison. And what else have we got here? So if we had a trap, you could disarm a trap, and then you would gain 2 experience. The little star symbol is experience. Boom. So with this is an attack 2, range 3. It will target 2 enemies, and you'll get 1 experience. So let's do this and this. So Scoundrel and Cragheart will go first. Let's move 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to do this. I need to go where he is. So now let's show you the difference between. Now I've moved 5. I can do this ranged attack targeting 2. So I could attack this and this. As you can see, they are 1, 2, 3 hexes away. 1, 2 hexes away. And I'll pull a +1 for this one. Times 2. Nice. So now that is, and I could use this. If I use this potion now, it would just get rid of poison, which It's not the best way to use it, but it would stop extra damage when someone does attack you. Now, the crag cart, the plan was to move here. Well, actually, if I move here, I can get more, which I will. So I've used the boots to gain an extra 2 movement, which is how I've been able to, because you can't move through your enemies. You can move through your people. So then I'll use this burn. So when this goes, I will not be able to use this whole card again. So consume earth, target all enemies up to 2 hexes away and gain 1 experience. So I'll get to click on all of them. And it's an attack all together. Not a bad attack. And then all adjacent enemies suffer 2 allies, suffer 2 damage. I'll skip that because there is no allies anywhere near me, and I'll use the potion to gain health from 5 to 8. And that is the second round. Is there anything else I need to cover? Yes, so for instance, if I wanted to stop this damage, I could burn 1 available card, which you have in your hand, which is these top cards here, or you could choose to click 2 of these to burn to negate the damage. So if I choose 1 card that I don't really need or want, if I could discard this, it would stop her taking damage. But then you're more likely to become exhausted if you do this all the time. So I could use 1 shield, but then I will still take 1 damage. So it's not a bad idea. So if I was to now, is there anything else I need to cover? So with this move jump, you can jump over obstacles, enemies, allies, and you immobilize all enemies move through. When you create an element, you can't use it on your turn that you create it. It has to be for the next turn or any other characters after you in that round that can use it. But on your turn, if you create the element, you cannot use it until your next turn or someone after you can use it. I think that's the basics of the game. I hope it helped somewhat. If I did miss anything, please leave in the comments below. And thank you. I've been Darth Major on how to play Gloomhaven.